And welcome back to Who Will Win. It is Tuesday, and I'm also going to be pre-recording a bunch of videos because, work the next couple of days. And then I get the weekend off, so I'll be able to handle those days pretty well. But no, so this one comes to us. Oddly enough, Sternritter B gets one more go at his, gets one more chance to show his mettle. Because A-Bomb, the Bomb, as had actually suggested the Sternritter B, Haschwalth fight initially, but I had gone with the previous him versus Domino fight. But he'd asked who would win a fight. Sternritter B, Haschwalth, oh god, I'm already forgetting his freaking name. Haschwalth, versus, I'm gonna try to get this guy's name right. Trafalgar, D. Water Law, or Trafalgar Law, from One Piece. And well, I don't necessarily see the correlation. I take any and all requests. So I've already done Sternritter B once, obviously, but we're gonna do him again. So Sternritter B, Haschwalth. Damn it, last names. But you know what? Hold on. Why don't I just go to my freaking page? Because I got YouTube up right now. So why don't I just go to the page and check it. Let's see here. I hate freaking things loading. This is still loading. I'm doing this all just to find out his name. Hey, okay. Sternritter B. Jugram Haschwalth. That's what his name was. Anyway, he is Sternritter B. He was the right hand of Sternritter A, the leader, Yowok. He's the right hand man of him. He's also technically considered his second half, his other half. We don't get into his actual ability to share his boss's powers because that would just make him too haxed. We're just doing his tailor-made abilities. And his tailor-made abilities, unlike most Quincy, he can't really absorb Reiatsu or Reishi or spiritual energy as effectively, but he can bolster other Quincy's powers. Again, doesn't really take place in this. He is a master swordsman and can fire Reishiars from his sword. But his real ability is, and he can use Hyorin Kaikyu, the super speed, things along those lines. He's also a pretty cold and somewhat arrogant guy. But his main ability is the balance, which, and I'm actually going to get that up again because this is not an ability. The way this ability is explained is very kind of irritating because there's, okay, Jugram, where are you, Haschwalth? Where are you? There you go. There you go, Haschwalth. Haschwalth. That's Wonkawash spelled backwards. And okay, that is not the thing I wanted. Let's try that again, shall we? There we go. So his ability to balance, as it says, talks about balance in the world. He believes, maintaining balance. Okay, where are you, balance? Where are you? There you go. The balance. Verbatim as I'm reading it, Haschwalth can take the misfortune that occurs within his sphere of influence and disperse it to those who've experienced good fortune. For example, hypothetically, if someone were to come, throw a punch, and that punch connects, that's misfortune that's been placed on him. So he can take that misfortune and basically put that misfortune and put that misfortune onto the person who experienced the good fortune, i.e., the person who experienced the punch, which he believes maintains balance in the world. All misfortune that would occur to him personally is redirected to his Freudschild, which is his Reishi shield. Consequently, all good fortune that an opponent would experience is inflicted and experience in inflicting wounds upon him would be erect back upon them in equal magnitude as misfortune, and this fortune that he experiences merely gets deflected and absorbed into his shield, causing the opponent to experience even more misfortune, which usually is considered wounds, basically. So, yes, he's got a pretty dumb ability. Not dumb in the sense of bad, dumb in the sense of it's a pretty nasty ability to go up against. Trafalgar Law he was a member of, what was he a member of again? He was the co-leader of the Alliance for the Affiliations. What was the name of it? The group, Heart Pirates, Ninja Pirate, Mink Samurai Alliance. The was that? Anyway, so yeah, he's not as actually a surgeon per se, but he's got medical expertise thanks to his devil fruit. But that being said, he is, among other things, master swordsman and tactician. Um, he's extremely physically capable. Great endurance and great pain threshold. During his second confrontation, he was able to fight, and despite still wounded in the first encounter, even having his right arm severed and brutally assaulted her, he was able to continue fighting. Doflamingo was extremely powerful, a severe wound with his gamma knife move, even incapacitating him. Medical expertise, given his Fruit's abilities, he has a lot of medical expertise, able to cut and suture and cut just like that. His Devil Fruit ability, or the Opi Opi no Mi, or I believe it's the what's the American name for it? The Opi Opi no Mi's American name is it the surgery fruit? Or the doctor fruit? Free modification, Opi Opi no Mi. Okay, what's the translator? Because it's like, the Goma Goma no Mi is actually called the Gum Gum fruit in English. So what is Op fruit? Oh, yeah, okay, it's just the Op fruit. Okay, like operation. Now this devil fruit allows him law to basically create a spherical territory of light blue area, basically kind of equivalent to what Haschwalth is doing, minus the fact you don't see this area of effect. In this territory, he's capable of separating and spatially displacing anything and everything, including himself, referred to as that he can operate on anything within the spherical operating room. So anything within his sphere of influence, he can take apart, spatially speaking. Like, boop, my arm pops off, but you don't see veins or anything. Just boop. Well, you might see veins, but I'm not bleeding or anything. Just boop, my arm's in my head now. That's just the way it is now. It's coming out of my head. That'd be weird. Easily among his most versatile devil fruit abilities with his powers, Law is capable of causing mass havoc within the area he controls. He can also use it for teleportation purposes, which makes sense. If he's spatially controlling things in the area, he can immediately just go things back and forth. He has demonstrated being able to apply for medical purposes, as seen when he cured the giant children of their addiction through a brawl by Caesar's drugs. Okay, appears to have mastered this power to such a degree, saying he can even cut through someone who completely imbued with basically armament hockey and the ability to toughen yourself up, which actually is quite a feat, because armament hockey, basically there's three. Hockey is like a special ability. Kind of think of it sort of as a innate ability, kind of like ki or something like that from a metaphysical purpose standpoint. That there's like Conqueror's hockey, which is kind of like influence others with your will. There's perception hockey? Basically awareness of your surroundings, and then there's armament hockey, which is the armor one. Armament hockey is actually able to basically hurt Logia losers who can become their element. So to be able to just cut through someone imbued with that hockey is very impressive. Weaknesses of the technique seem to be the concentration required to use it. Law must gesture with his hands to centralize the effects upon his victims, which allow an opening for fast enough opponents, such as a Virgo. I don't know what that is. His abilities also depletes his strength the more he uses it, and given Law's strategic nature, he seems to have the strong tenacity to preserve every bit of his stamina in preparation for facing up against powerful adversaries, like when he fought against Doflamingo. Other than that, though, he has the same standard weaknesses of any other Devil Fruit user. So, while theoretically speaking, the moment Haschwalth goes into like his sphere domain, or domain of sphere, his spherical area, his area of effect, it doesn't mean immediately, the moment he steps in, does not mean immediately that Trafalgar is going to use his Opi Opi no Mi. Does not mean that immediately. But let's assume that this is all happening. And I painted a picture once before where a One Piece character fought against Sternritter. It's like, let's say that they're invading not the Soul Society, but the Grand Line. And, Haschwalth shows up there. It's like, it kind of does Ebony Maj sticks like, this is not mercy. This is Grand York's blessing. And I don't think he'd do that. Still, he's kind of like his herald, basically. Then Trafalgar comes in, uses maybe the uses his devil fruit. I'm not gonna keep saying that because that's a mouthful if you say it too many times. But you basically just Shink, comes in. He gets out of the way, just whoop. And it's like, huh? And they just say, yeah, I'm going to have to ask you to leave this town. These people aren't that bad. I kind of like them. So, yeah, you're going to have to leave here, Blondie. It's like, you're going to have to leave here, Blondie. So you're in the way of His Majesty. Leave now. It's like, yeah, you're talking too much. So, they square off, So, and he pulls out, gets his shield ready. It's like, oh, so you can create shield. Well, guess what? I can create a little something too. And, they square off, moves fast enough that Trafalgar can't immediately activate, even with his devil fruit activated, and he would have his devil fruit activated, probably. At least activated, the sphere. He's not using it, so it's not draining it, but he's got the area activated. Haschwalth at least initially moves too fast for him to hit, but he's able to at least block with reflexes, just ching, whoa, ching. And so, it's back and forth for a little bit, but, nothing is really, first off, no good or bad fortune either way. Trafalgar then immediately stands still for a little bit. Haschwalth is like, yeah, and then he takes the sword and just puts his and then even Haschwalth, despite all the fact he's got the balance ability, that's a very unique ability. So he's like, what the hell? And then it's like, yeah, maybe we'll put this here and put that on your shield, put that shield on your, put your sword on your shield there. Well, how about that? So which actually would be a strategic thing to do because that means to attack with that sword. He's basically got to hold the shield now in one arm with the sword in one arm. So he's got a blindside now. Unfortunately, understanding the context of his power. It's not when he's damaged or, misses damage or does damage. It's about, it's a concept. It's about luck, basically. It's about the good fortune you get and the bad fortune you get. And unfortunately for Trafalgar, that's bad fortune on Haschwalth, which means he's not getting good fortune. That bad fortune is just he's getting bad misfortune, and then the misfortune, or he's getting misfortune, which basically means that Trafalgar immediately is going to start to suffer some wounds. They're just, he's suddenly causes like, oh, what? It's like, yeah, it's like, I must admit, I wouldn't risk doing that again if I were you. And of course, now he's got his arm just stuck there. It's like, this is irritating. I'm not gonna lie, this is irritating. So, I imagine Haschwalth's a little perplexed by this. Like, I'll figure this out. It just comes in again with his arm shield now. Just ching, just smashes in. It's like, what the hell? And then, comes in again. Haschwalth is able to, get another nick in on him, but the misfortune, the balance kind of counteracts that, and he gets another blade to slash on. Then he explains his powers. Like, my ability is the misfortune, or no, the balance, and explains the balance again. And I have the balance up here right now, so I can always reference it again. Again, it's like in my sphere of influence, and I can take all the misfortune that occurs and put it to anyone who's experienced good fortune. So basically, any of the misfortune you have put on me, I have immediately just counteracted. So there. Now I should point out, I'm pretty certain that when he says misfortune, it's pretty much damage or whatever misfortune he has, but it's pretty much just damage reflected back to his opponent. It's not like, say, hey, Trafalgar used his surgery ability to put his arm on top of his head or something like that, or the shield in this case. Nope. Yeah, your arm is on top of your other arm or something like that. That's what's happening here. I don't think it's like that. I think it's just damage dealt is what it is. So now Trafalgar's like, crap. If I use the OP, I'll still get hurt. But if I use this, but if I hit him, I'll still get hurt. It's like, damn it. And it's like, and he's only got so much stamina he can use this ability with. But he's also a strategist, and he doesn't have to use it just on people. So what he can do is use it on some building things. He uses it on the objects around him to form some sort of to form things. So what I think he could theoretically do is like he'll move the fight maybe to like a building or something like that. They crash. Nothing's really happening. He's making sure not to actually hit him, so he doesn't actually get the effects of the balance. Haschwalth is also like, okay, what exactly is he doing exactly? He knows if he hits me, he's just going to get more damage. If he knows if I hit him, he's going to get more damage. So what exactly is he planning here? Then he has this Opio no me again, the surgery operating again. It's like that won't. It's like you're just going to unfortunately be. It's gonna be the same effect as last time. It's like, oh, is it? And then it's like, well, then come at me and find out. And then it comes at him again, except this time he comes in with his shield. It fires a Reishi arrow or a Reishi blast, gets out of the way, comes into the shield, is like, gotcha. And then all of a sudden, wooden beams come out. He basically uses the surgery to basically just grab him, just boom, boom, basically grabs his legs, like, what? And it's like, yeah. So, and he maybe gets a little bit mad because that's sort of, yeah. And he's like, that might be a little bit unfortunate for me. However, you're not going anywhere at this time. And, just because of the awkwardness of this, like, he doesn't have another arm where he can just go, he's kind of stuck. I imagine Haschwalth's probably strong, but, given the scenario where he's kind of tied up at the moment and, he's got to focus, right? I don't think he could immediately get out of there. So now it's kind of just, it's like, he's still got the arm. He's still got his arm attached there. So his arm, spiring ratio, because I imagine he would grab him by this arm, not that arm. Actually, I could actually see another way around that. I can see him being a tactician, he grabs the arm that's attached to the shield. Now, Haschwalth can easily let go of the shield, but if he lets go of the shield and then gets away from it, loses the shield, because the shield and the arm are connected. If he loses that shield, he's theoretically going to lose the arm. And I don't know if he can recreate. We never saw him lose the shield. That's the thing. So we don't know if he can just resummon another shield. I have to imagine he can't, because that seems to be a unique weapon to him. So if he's not basically holding onto his shield, then he's now it's an even playing field when it comes to misfortune. So I think he would actually force him, to, because here's the thing. Grant misfortune, he'd have to try to counter misfortune. I imagine that just a quick slice of his head off could kill him, and I think he's aware of that. So, Trafalgar comes in, he lets go of the shield and drops his sword, grabs his sword, and then cuts the wood beams off and then blocks the sword again, just ching. So now it's just dual wielding now, just ching. So they're back and forth for a bit. Trafalgar doesn't let up because he needs to get him away from the area of that shield. So just ding, ding, back and forth, back and forth. It's like, and now Haschwalth's like, shit, he got me. It's like, damn it, he got me away from that. And before he can, it's like, yeah, I did. And now, boop, pops his legs off, puts like a leg in there, goes the phone. Whatever. Shouldn't be that bad. Nah, it's whatever that is. So anyway, he he basically he makes it like a thing. It's like, and again, more misfortune. But the characters in One Piece can take a lot of abuse. So, there we go. Just want to make sure. Nope, not anything important. Anyway, so yeah, the characters in One Piece can take a lot of abuse, and Trafalgar's no exception to that. So Trafalgar would be still, would still be, coughing up some blood and stuff like that. But also his surgery abilities allow him to kind of survive a lot better. And and now Haschwalth just, he's, damn it. He's pissed off because it's like, damn, I'm now just a Picasso now. And he wouldn't say that, but yeah. So then Trafalgar probably just, does the killing blow after like some brief interaction, my last remaining interaction between the two of them. So, ends it. So I think the reason Trafalgar wins, one, because he's a very skilled tactician, extremely intelligent, but his ability is very unique. Going up against Haschwalth. It's not a strict damage-inducing ability, but it would still cause a misfortune, mind you. But it's unique enough that he can use it to buy. Here's the real thing. If it were just Haschwalth's ability alone, it'd be a different matter. You have to basically get Haschwalth away from his shield. You got to get the shield out of the equation, because otherwise, you got to be able to either counter that shield or get rid of the shield. And I think Trafalgar is someone smart enough with the ability to do so to get him away from the shield. I think that's the way. I think that is the case. So I think Trafalgar wins, but it's not a large percent win. I'd say 60-40. I think just the nature of Haschwalth's ability makes it very likely that he could take the win in this fight, no problem. But yeah, that's how I see this fight. Let me know if you think different. If you do, that's cool. Put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll get to it at some point. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. And ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Superhero Magic, what if, anything I do on the channel, put in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. I'm going to be pre-recording a couple videos. The what if, the who would wins for the next few days. And, I'll also have the Death Battle prediction because the Death Battle is tomorrow. And tomorrow, and Thursday, solo. That's gonna be pretty awesome. I'm probably gonna open that actually up with a statement to all the really venomous fans out there, venomous fans out there, because there's been a lot of negativity going on lately about that. I may have to address that real quick. Anywho, and tomorrow it is the final Sternritter who would win. It is the final for the time being. Unless you suggest one, and there is plans for another month of them later down or like per month down the line scenario. However, it's a different format, and I'm not going to do the next monthly, like the guaranteed per month one as another Bleach one. I've already done the captains. I've already done the Sternritters. I'm going to move on to a different genre, at least for the time being. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. And I think I picked a good one for that, for Ewok. I think I picked a good one. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you later.